I've been thinking about honing into my niche more and more because for the past 2 years that I'm building my business as a business coach, helping women and using social media and everything, things have been up and down so much because I've been on the same niche in as the general, but I've been going like, okay, shall I teach this, shall I teach that, or shall I focus on this one, shall I focus on Instagram growth? And I always like to stay on exciting things, like want the things that I'm learning as well. So if it's just like only the business coaching, it doesn't really excite me or excite the people, and it's just in general not a good idea to have that kind of a big niche, general niche. So what I did, and I've been thinking like so much recently, like what's exactly, like I'm coaching women over 40. Usually that's the people who I attract already, and I am really good at what I'm doing, but how I can package this in a way that I'm really helping and it excites me and it is an exciting topic. So it's like then I came up with this idea that I'm going to document the journey of like how I'm going to be reaching the clients through YouTube. So if you're interested in that, follow along. So there were people passing by and I got shy and I kind of like cut it out, and I'm on my bike now and I am gonna try to record it a little bit. I'm in the park, we got this beautiful view, and yeah, so I've been learning so many stuff about like YouTube, and I used to teach Instagram, and now that they've been changing the algorithm so much, I kind of like don't like it, and I think YouTube is a much smarter strategy. And as a woman over 45, like I have so many experience, and I know like I met so many inspiring people doing, women especially like over 40, like doing these amazing things, amazing skills, and they're like, but what is my niche? I don't know how to market it. And they've been using Instagram and they've been burning out, and I'm like, I had enough, because usually also like when I'm looking for stuff I go to YouTube to learn. So it's like my purpose is like to teach here. I love teaching. I used to be a university teacher. I lectured in Berlin, Germany, and I trained international teams when I was a business analyst. So I love teaching and learning stuff and teaching. So on this channel I'm going to be teaching lots about what I learned, and I've been learning like from the best, and I am so excited to teach all these things to you. And I'm going to be documenting. I only have like 4 videos now, but it's just going to be a great experience, I think, and I'm excited, and I'll be creating videos and just letting you know how it's going. And I'm going to be sharing my statistics, monetization journey. I'm not much I don't care about monetization because I already have a business and I want to reach the ideal client. So that's what I'm going to accomplish, and I'm going to show it to you too. So I'm Özge. I'm a business coach helping women over 40 grow their businesses with strategies that fit their life and passions. Today I want to talk about something that doesn't get talked about enough. So why women over 40 must start a YouTube channel. As women over 40, we have so much experience, but it's also that doesn't mean that we have more confidence if we didn't use it in that way. For example, I started a similar business 10 years ago. Then I had children. Then I worked in corporate world, in academia, and I had lots of experience, but it's just because I kind of identify myself as I failed in that business. It always, whenever I come up with some kind of setback, I'm always like, oh, it didn't work. And we have that kind of experiences that is like holding us back from trying out new things. And this time I was like, okay, I'm just going to be consistent. I'm going to go full in, and I'm just going to be consistent for a whole year. Like not 3 months, not 2 weeks, but I'm going to be consistent for a whole year and see what's going to happen. And that's one of the things that we have so much to offer, but also so many things that disheartened us. So I just wanted to come here, show up, and show that is possible. Like some people have some experiences telling like, okay, I was so broke, like I didn't have any education and this and that, and that is inspiring. And some people are like successful despite that. But what's not talked about is like, you can have all the degrees. I have a PhD. I just, worked in international organizations all around the world. But what happens is that you can't justify then like going back and being a YouTube creator. I have all this degree and it's just kind of burns inside me. Like I need to be that serious woman because I'm like 45, have children, and I'm at this stage like, but those are the constraints that in my mind I always had to overcome and then just start trying. I just feel like so emotional about this as well. Like, it's just, these can be constraints sometimes. Like someone else can look at me and think that, oh my God, of course she has all this thing, like she lives in London and she has all these degrees. But for me, these are like, what I think is like, oh, I'm from Turkey, I'm not like as this level, like my English is not great. And it's just, I did all this education, so I have to be like more, I have to apply actually in this corporate business, which is going to look better, it's crazy, like how we can block ourselves. Another problem is the advice is be authentic, be yourself. But what happens usually is like, I don't like, especially if you from a perspective of a 20-year-old, like when you're 40, 50, like they expect you to figure out who you are. And it's not that easy. Once you have children, you have another identity, like, and then once they grow, you start to develop another identity, and you realize like most of the things you're doing is like you're trying to people please, and that's not real you. So who am I like as an authentic person? Sometimes like I like to have a manicure, and I'm like, self-care is everything. Like I need to have like groomed, I represent myself in a better way, and I'll go on like this for a couple of months, and I'm like, suddenly I get into my introvert area where I'm like doing lots of sports and doing lots of self-development, and I'm like in a cocoon, and I'm like, I hate to go to the salon. I'm like, I'm my natural self, never wear makeup and all those things. So it's just who I am. I mean, not in the core, but how I represent myself changes from time to time. So when people give you advice of be authentic, be yourself, I'm like, I'm not the same person month by month. I keep changing. So I think one of the things is like, just make peace with it. And then you can even reflect that on camera, and you can talk about it. Like, how I'm sure like someone is going to resonate with you. Like I'm sure there are people here like one time like they think manicure or like self-care is the heart of their life, and then another like 2 months later they're like, oh my God, what was I doing? I can't even stand that, like going into the salon and having like some silly chat. I'm sure like there are some of you there like just thinking, oh my God, that's it. I'm like that. And that's usually what happens when I see people sharing about like, they think about the weird parts of themselves, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so like that. And that's why, and the more you watch and identify what you like about watching other people's video, you can apply these to your videos as well. So that's one of the advice that I could give you that's working for me, that's making me passionate about creating videos, is that I'm being more honest with myself, and I'm thinking like when I'm watching, when I'm learning the things that I'm learning from the videos, it doesn't have to be about YouTube, but it's also I'm just paying attention that what I'm liking about that person. Why am I watching that video of instruction, that teachings from that person, but not from someone else? Like I'm paying attention to that. Like what's the key here that I'm choosing that person, and how I can do this same for myself. So the idea is obviously more authentic, but more authenticity is different for everyone as well. So just it comes down to figuring out who we are in different phases of life, and which parts do you want to, it's just which parts do you want to show. And it comes down to just being honest to yourself and to your audience. As someone who loves research, I've been digging into what makes YouTube work. And it's overwhelming. And especially in the beginning, like I was like too focused on technicalities, which lights to use, which right now I'm not even using my microphone, I'm just using AirPods. Like algorithm video styles, SEO, but and I'm like, after doing like 4 videos back to back, and I kind of analyze what kind of videos I look at, I watch, I click on, it It's none of that. I don't care about the lighting. I don't care about the edits. I just look at the content and how it's presented, and if it's raw, if it's honest, and if the person who's talking about it is passionate about it or not. The key is just to start, be honest to yourself and to your audience. I need to know it all. I'm learning as I go, and I'll share what's working for me. So you can follow along and see what's working, what's not. If you're a business owner or a coach like me, YouTube can be an incredible tool to attract clients by sharing your expertise through videos. You're building trust with people who are actively looking for the solutions. That's the key, actively looking for the solutions. I'll be experimenting with different types of videos, educational ones, storytelling, and maybe even some behind the scenes content to see what resonates with my audience. Like I started filming this in when I was biking, when I was in the park, coming back from some errands. So I can take you along that kind of rides in London's parks, maybe. So along the way, I'll be sharing everything I learned from how to grow an audience to turning views into clients. So this is all about documenting my journey, not pretending to have all the answers. My goal is for us to learn together and to show you that it's never too late to start a YouTube channel. Whether you want to build a business, share your passion, or simply connect with others. Thanks so much for being here. And if you've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel, especially if you're over 40, I hope this gives you some nudge you need. Let's figure this out together and hit subscribe. And if you found this video helpful, please like it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And actually, you might want to watch this one